Watch me, first four measures, I speed up, slow down quite a bit. And start, ready. Okay. Here you go.
Are we doing movie adventure? That Nick, huh?
Oh my god, I got a Snapchat from here.
Ode to Joy.
Mauro?
Microphone, stop. The microphone can hear you talk. The microphone can hear you talk.
Huh.
Wait, man. Yeah, definitely.
Good evening. Please remain standing. My name is Andy Martiri, Kinkaid School headmaster, and on behalf of the students, faculty and staff, and Board of Trustees of the Kinkaid School, I am pleased to welcome parents, relatives, students, friends, alumni, and guests to this graduation ceremony for the class of 2018. First, we can definitely clap for the graduates. First, I do respectfully ask that you please join me in a moment of silence for the very sad events today that transpired nearby in Santa Fe, Texas. Thank you very much. The invocation will be delivered by Senior Class President Colin Lawrence. Colin is a cum laude student who entered Kinkaid in pre-K. The recipient of both the Freshman and Sophomore History Awards and the Senior Social Sciences Award, Colin's love of all things historical and political have fueled his interests inside and outside of school. In school, he has participated in Model UN, Debate, and World Update Club. Outside of school, he served as a U.S. Senate page in Washington, D.C. during the summer, participated in the World Affairs Teen Energy Summit, worked as an intern for U.S. Congressman last summer, and spent his sophomore summer studying business, finance, and economics at Oxford. When Colin is finished, the senior members of the concert choir will lead us in the singing of Kinkaid, My Own Kinkaid. Again, please remain standing. Thank you.
Fellow graduates, faculty, staff, parents, family, and friends of Kinkaid, good evening and welcome to the 2018 commencement ceremony. On behalf of the class of 2018, I would like to thank you for your attendance and support of these graduates. I would also like to thank each of you in the audience for making this day possible. To our teachers who have shaped our lives much more than just academically, to our deans who have been there for the entirety of high school and guided us through the college process with helpful advice, and to our parents whose unconditional love never ceased to comfort us. Because of you all, we sit on this stage. Let us pray. Thank you for enabling these graduates to strive through life's challenges safely with health, love, and support. We pray that you continue to guide us through the light and the dark, through the highs and the lows, the good times and bad times. Please bless the class of 2018 as we embark on our journey beyond Kinkaid and surround each of us with those who love and care for us. Let us be humble, compassionate, and understanding as we move through life. May it be filled with mistakes that make us better and successes that remind us why hard work is ultimately worth it.
Thank you, Colin. The Ivy Guard may now retire. The senior members of the concert choir may take their places.
Kinkaid
Let's give them a big round of applause. You may be seated. Thank you again, Colin. Thank you, TX, Anna, and Chance. Again, I welcome you all to this graduation ceremony for the class of 2018. It's downright chilly tonight out here with this breeze. But not even I can mess up a 0% chance of rain. So we thank Mrs. Kinkaid for these beautiful, clear skies tonight. This has been quite a week for the class of 2018. The senior banquet, baccalaureate, the last set of final exams, upper school honor day, senior dinner last night, graduation lunch today at my house, and now graduation. The seniors on stage to my left here tonight are done. They have all completed and passed the course of study at Kinkaid. Seniors, the leadership from your class has been truly outstanding all year long. It has been a real privilege for me to have 5 years with you here at Kinkaid. Because I am a senior parent myself, I am clearly biased, but there is no doubt at all, that the class of 2018 has been an incredible senior class by every single measure. I am genuinely grateful for you, proud of you, and I and we at Kinkaid send you off to college with the school's love and our very best wishes. Congratulations, senior class. First, I'd like to recognize several groups of people, and I will begin with the Board of Trustees, whose time, talent, and dedication make such a positive impact on the school. I would ask the ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Trustees, would you please stand and let us thank you. Thank you very much, trustees. Would all faculty and staff please stand? Faculty and staff, thank you so much for your hard work, your care, your skill, and your commitment. You helped us have a wonderful year in all grade levels. Thank you again, faculty and staff. In terms of this event tonight, I would especially like to thank the facilities department. I keep saying we have the best facilities department in the country. The dean's office, Ms. Kelly Murray in particular, the upper school office, and the technology department for their tireless work in getting everything ready and looking so fantastic. Thank you. Parents, grandparents, family, I'm not going to ask you to stand again, but I am going to thank you on behalf of the faculty and staff for your significant and genuine partnership and strong support, and for always answering the call from Kinkaid, both in good times and in challenging times, for your sons and daughters. Graduates, please join me in thanking your wonderful parents and grandparents and family. "40 members of the class of 2018 have attended Kinkaid since pre-kindergarten. These lifers are designated in the center of the program with an asterisk. Lifers, please stand as a group and be recognized. Let's give them a round of applause. Please be seated. Cum laude students are those whose cumulative grade point average during upper school places them in the top 20% of the class academically. Our 29 cum laude students are listed in the program. Cum laude students, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. I would also like to recognize those 24 students whose families have had a continuous relationship with Kinkaid of 15 years or more and are celebrating the graduation of their youngest child at Kinkaid. This group of, by definition, longtime families is located in your program as well. As I say every year, that's a lot of tuition. Thank you. I ask that our 15-plus year families, both on stage and in the audience, please stand as a group and be recognized. Thank you, families, and thank you, students. You may be seated. Thank you. 48 members of the class of 2018 have had a parent or grandparent who graduated from Kinkaid or who attended Kinkaid for part of their education. These multi-generational families are listed in your program as well. I ask that all of those students and all of those family members in the stand listed, please stand and be recognized. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. You may be seated. I would also like to congratulate 2 faculty staff members and ask them to stand and be recognized for awards that they won on Upper School Honor Day. Now, I don't know if he's out here or if he's hiding somewhere, but first we're going to congratulate Ray Reason, Building and Transportation Coordinator, who is this year's winner of the Leonard Staff Award for Excellence at Kinkaid. Let's give Mr. Reason a big round of applause. And he was, in true Ray Reason style, he was not very happy to win this award. So I think he is hiding somewhere, but please be sure to congratulate Mr. Reason when you see him. Secondly, Dr. Laura Lomax-Bream, our upper school counseling psychologist, won the Forrest D. Varani Award for displaying a positive, go-with-the-flow attitude and truly embodying the inspiring and joyous spirit that made Forrest so special. Dr. Lomax-Bream, will you please stand and be recognized? It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ken Cowan, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Our board chair, Dr. Linda Andrews, is at the college graduation of her daughter, Georgie, who graduated from Kinkaid in 2014. Mr. Cowan is ably filling in this evening, and he will become board chair this summer. Mr. Cowan is the Vice President of Solutions, Sales, and Marketing at NG North America, which is a global energy company and a leading provider of energy services with approximately 155,000 employees in more than 70 countries worldwide. In his current role as part of the executive management team, Mr. Cowan leads the North America Solutions Sales and Marketing team and provides leadership to a high-performing sales team devoted to the advancement of services to Fortune 500 companies, as well as commercial and industrial organizations and businesses around the world. He and his wife, Sandy, are the proud parents of Kinkaid graduates, Casey, class of 2014, who's graduating from the Naval Academy this week, and Taylor J., class of 2016. Mr. Ken Cowan.
Thank you, Andy. Mauro Ferrari, PhD, is the president and CEO of the Houston Methodist Research Institute. His laboratory develops new drugs for cancer, and he is recognized as the pioneer of nanomedicine and transport oncophysics. Dr. Ferrari also serves as executive vice president of the Houston Methodist Hospital System, recently recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top 20 hospitals in the U.S. Concurrently, Dr. Ferrari serves as senior associate dean and professor of medicine at Weill Cornell Medical School in New York City. Dr. Ferrari has published over 500 scientific articles, 7 books, and is inventor of over 50 patents issued in the U.S. and internationally. Born in Italy, Dr. Ferrari holds a degree in mathematics from the Università di Padova, master's and PhD degrees in mechanical engineering from the University of California, Berkeley, and attended medical school at The Ohio State University. Dr. Ferrari.
I am honored, truly humbled to be with you here today. It's a day of great joy, it's of great celebration of the wonderful successes that these young men and women have accomplished, and the promise that they give to all of us that they will continue to do so and become true extraordinary leaders of society. But at the same time, it is the tale of two cities today, isn't it? And this pain that comes from the events that had just happened a few miles from here completely scrambled my plan for what I was going to be talking about today. It is such a contrast, such a painful tragedy. But in this great country, this country that I've chosen as my country, thank you. In this country that has shown how to defeat adversity, whichever way adversity may attack us, in this place I know that the way we respond to the loss of hope, as hope was lost today a few miles from here, to the loss of future, as futures that were hoped for were lost a few miles from here today, to the loss of joy, to the loss of so many different things. We respond to the loss of life. We respond with our commitment to life. And to the loss of love, well, there is no loss of love. For love stays with us and continues and endures. To the loss, to all losses, we respond in the one way that will always win. And it is with love. It is with joy. It is with commitment. It is with commitment to those around us. And there is one thing, and only one thing that I hope you will remember out of my poor words, that on top of that even come with an accent. And it is that the one word I was introduced very gently, citing a few titles and accomplishments of mine, but the only word that counts for me, that I hope you will remember, that we bring with you, is the word servant. The word servant is what I want to be described as. It's a word that sometimes looks scary or demeaning, but I can assure you that it isn't. As a matter of fact, it is the only word that means anything. It is through service that you find meaning in life. It is through service that you find inner peace and inner joy. Everything else is like those candies that I'm so fond of. They are super sweet. 2 or 3 of those, man, I can't stand them anymore. All of those measures of success that is so fun to think about. And they are important because they provide you means to do the only one thing that is truly important, which is to serve. We respond to losses, we respond to pain with commitment to life, with commitment to service. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this was the year of the hurricane and all the tragedy and devastation that it brought upon our great city and this great region. And how did we all respond? How did you all respond? How did this school respond? With service, helping each other, coming together, giving the world a demonstration of what a community coming together really should be like. This was the year that we lost Barbara Bush, my great neighbor, the best neighbor I've ever had. No other neighbors, please be offended by that. The best neighbor we ever had, the most caring and gentle and the funny and the truly, it was like I come from a very, very, very blue-collar background, and the notion that I could just happen to live by the President and Mrs. Bush 2 doors down. I bring my visitors, my people that come to visit from Italy or other countries in the world, I come and I tell them, have you ever heard about the American dream? Well, it's alive and well. It's alive and well. Play by the rules. Don't take any shortcuts. Please make notes of this. Play by the rules. Everything you do it for others. And things work out in this great country of ours. So we lost Barbara Bush. Yet, that was a moment of togetherness for this country, for this great country, the likes of which we had not seen in years. Everybody came together around that, and we will all remember what this country is all about through this great exponent that she was and she is, of the greatest generation, as it has been called, going through adversities, the likes of which today we cannot even fathom. World War I, World War II, the Depression, all the bad stuff that happened after that, the Great Depression, of course, in the 20s. So, and this year, we lost Lenny Katz. Lenny Katz, a great inspiration to this school, an athlete, an all-around great kid, a student, an actor, and a wonderful young man who was befallen by ill fortune with a car accident shortly after graduation from college and spent the following 31 years of his life in what is now known as minimally conscious state. We lost him earlier this year, a great tragedy. But as I look at the Katz family, an extraordinary example of how pain begets hope and joy and service to others. You know, these things that I just told you about him, minimally conscious state, it didn't exist for the first 15, 20 years in neurology books around the world. It is through his suffering and it's through the generous dedication to this that his family has put together and shown the world. They literally were able to find a different state of consciousness that nobody knew about before that, and that is believed to affect millions of people around the world that otherwise would not have the right treatment for their medical problems, mostly coming from injuries. So again, pain brings joy, pain brings hope, and the connection to Kinkaid, that of course the Katz family has championed, and the connection to Kinkaid that the Bush family had championed. Now, wait a second, put yourself in my shoes. 16 years ago, Barbara Bush was speaking from here. Do you know how bad that makes me feel? Have any idea? And before that, it was her husband that was speaking from his podium, and her son that was also president, and her husband's Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State's grandpa. What? And here I find myself standing here. It's truly humbling. It is truly, truly humbling. So I was so intimidated by that I said, when I was so gently invited to come here and speak to you all, I said, okay, I want to go visit the school. I've never seen the school. Some of you remember when I came to visit, raise your hand. Somebody, okay, fantastic. It was so much fun. I got a chance to see how great these kids are. And I walked in and I looked at them sternly and I told them, class of 2018, what did you do to your school? And they were looking at me like, what is he talking about? And I said, look, I can see right here who were the prior speakers that spoke at commencement in prior years. Now you get me. What have you done to your school? I don't know what it was, but it must have been bad. And then I told them, but I read the Constitution and there is a provision that says the cruel and unusual punishment is not acceptable. So to reduce your sentence, shall we say, I said, I came here to talk to you so that you can tell me what type of things you want me to drone on as I filibuster your ceremony of graduation. And they were very kind, and they wrote to me a few notes here and there, and they gave me some advice. And the key advice was, talk to us about how you overcame adversity. And look, I was prepared to do that. And then today happened. And how can I think of anything as adversity in front of what happened today at 8 o'clock in the morning? But, no, the gifts that mean the most are the ones that are hardest to make in some ways, right? So this is a very, very hard gift for me to make, for my adversities are minuscule and mean nothing. But I promise that to you, and so I will do that, even though, of course, you will realize how small they were and how inappropriate perhaps it is for me to talk about them. So here goes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so the way it happened is that coming from a very, very, very blue-collar family, I got it where nobody ever gone to college. Stuff like this you couldn't even see in the movies. Black and white, one TV per apartment building. Stuff like this, unbelievable. But, I got lucky and I got a scholarship, an exchange scholarship, and my first year in the United States was as a high school student. And as a high school student, I had a great privilege in a small town called Hollister, California. When I got the letter that said you're going to California, I was thinking Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, Muscle Beach. I ended up in a place called Hollister, like the T-shirts, just the real thing, small little farming community. I couldn't speak any English. I studied German in school because we lived by the mountains close to Austria. I was concerned about my English. Well, it turns out nobody spoke English there. True story. The school of 1,500 students, one senior English class, 8 students, one of which you can imagine. So that gave me an opportunity to look at one of the great strengths of this country through diversity and figuring out a way to talk to each other and communicate no matter what. So my father, my American father, was a great man. He has served in World War II, the greatest generation, fought under General Patton. He also came from a very blue-collar family, farming family. He had a chance to the GI Bill to go to college and to make something happen with himself. And so, he took me under his wing and he said, young man, perhaps there is a chance that you should go to college and do something with your life. And I said, come on. So I went back to Italy. And I started, my father told me clearly, look, are you sure you can make a living after you get a college degree? And I said, well, I don't know. So I was a little bit skeptical, and I started a few careers. I failed my first career as a basketball player. I failed my second career as a musician. I failed my third career as a basketball coach. And here is where it starts. My first career had failed for many reasons, including a pretty bad injury. My career as a basketball coach, at a certain point I got fired. It was actually my head coach that got fired. It wasn't the professional leagues. It wasn't even my fault, but I got fired. I said, okay, fine, what am I going to do now? So I went to the registrar of my then college. I had signed up, taken a couple of classes in astronomy, which was the thing that I used to do with my American father, look at the stars. And so I went to the registrar and I told them, sir, today I'm having a bad day. I just got fired. But I would like to sign up for my junior year because I've been here 2 years. And then the guy said, yes, but you haven't taken many classes. Oh, really? No, I'm supposed to do that. You should have told me earlier. But I said, I can sign you up again as a freshman. And I said, what? Yes, especially because you have not taken the classes that involve labs. Hey, but I'm a basketball player, basketball coach. I'm going around the country. I said, sir, that's your problem. You need to pass those labs to sign up. And I told him, you got to think of your feet sometimes. And I told him, can I transfer to any other major that will not have those labs? And he said, math. And I told him, math? That's what I always wanted to do. And that is why, as you just heard, I got my degree in math. That was the vocation of my life. And after that, I got very lucky that the University of California at Berkeley, as I was getting my degree, offered me a scholarship to go write some research senior thesis back at Berkeley. At the time, it was a great university, still is. 19 Nobel laureates. It was a dream of dreams. So I go there and I do the best I can. And it turns out that at the end of that year, a professor comes by and says, I got money for you if you want to stay on for a master and for a PhD. We can pay for that, just stay in my lab. I said, that sounds pretty good. And then he said, but unfortunately it's not math. It's in mechanical engineering. And I told him, mechanical engineering, that's what I always wanted to do. So I finished my PhD pretty quick. I didn't have any money by the time, it was, so I said, fine. I finished that, and they come to me and they say, look, we got this faculty position for you. You don't even have to postdoc. You should consider applying for this faculty position. Here at Berkeley, in engineering, #1 department in the nation at the time. I said, but it is in 2 departments. It's a split position. It's not in math. It's not in mechanical engineering. It's civil engineering and material science. And I told them, civil engineering, material science, that's what I always wanted to do. And I got the job, and that was the #1 department in the nation at the time. And the next year, it was the #2 department in the nation. And I said, whoops. But I carried on. So then it turned out that Maria Luisa got sick and died. And when Maria Luisa got sick and died, all of a sudden, all of the other things that I was doing with math, with engineering, didn't feel somehow inside. There wasn't this drive. Exciting, interesting, important that somebody does them, but I really wanted to work on medical things, on cancer in particular. And so I said, all right, let's figure out a way to go someplace else. And I went to the Great Ohio State University, where I was department chair for a while, and I was both in medicine and in engineering. The important thing for me was to be part of medicine, because the pain had really focused me on what I really, really, really wanted to do, seriously. And it was, in reality, was curing the forms of cancer that were then incurable. The most aggressive forms of cancer, in particular those that present with metastasis to lungs and liver. The vast majority of cancer deaths are owed to that. It was incurable then, it's incurable now. 25 years later, 25 years of failures, 25 years, that's what I've been doing ever since. That led to the birth of a number of new scientific disciplines, to the birth of nanomedicine, to the birth of transport oncophysics, to the birth of multi-stage vectors, and most recently, to the birth of something new. That is a formulation that actually makes nanoparticles inside of cancers. Because if you give nanoparticles to patients, it still doesn't work. It works for a few things, but not for the worst cases of cancer. So that particular formulation, 25 years later, we just heard from the FDA that we can accelerate bringing it to the clinic in the fastest possible way for a new drug, and within 6 months, we hope to bring it. "25 years of failures, and the only reason why I'm here standing and talking about that, because the only word that counts is the word service. If I myself or anybody else, I think, had done this for any other reason, we would not be where we are. There are so many other ways to be successful, to make money, to get a career, to do all of these things that are important because they provide you with means. So young ladies and young gentlemen, I'm so impressed with all of you all. I've had a chance to spend time with you, to read about you, to read about this most incredible of schools. I'm honored and humbled to be with you today. And I beg you that you will put these incredible talents that you have and the blessings that you have received for being part of this community, this school, this jewel, this history that is of the community that this school represents, all of these gifts that you were given, make sure that they make you great servants. Servant is the key word. The greatest gift that we all have, and some of us believe it comes from God. We believe it comes from God in different ways, in different faiths, in different manners. We love them all and we respect them all. The greatest gift that we all have is that of being able to turn pain into good things for others. And the key word in this is for others. And today of all days, I trust this message will stay with you. And I'm truly standing by and looking forward to seeing the world-changing transformations that you will bring about in this great world of ours through your wonderful talents and the support of your families and whatever you are learning and you have learned through this great faculty of yours. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great honor. I hope I did not filibuster it too much. Thanks for being patient with me in this day that has truly shaken all of us in the deepest of our souls. Godspeed, God bless you, and may great things happen.
Good evening.
My name is Peter Bear, and I serve as the head of the upper school. I too want to offer my warm welcome this evening. This is quite a happy occasion for our graduates and our families, and this evening is to celebrate their accomplishments and character. And for all of us in the upper school, we could not be more proud of them. The graduates seated in front of you this evening have grown, have worked hard, and have excelled at one of the top schools in the country. This senior class is an exemplary model to our community. They are known as a class with a close connection to each other and a supportive attitude. They are smart, athletic, and artistic, and though their year started off in a way that none of us expected, their grit, perseverance, and service to the community are all attributes for which we can be proud. Congratulations. So it is now my honor to present the diplomas to the graduating class of 2018. The first diploma is awarded to the valedictorian. The valedictorian is the student in the graduating class with the highest grade point average. This year's valedictorian is Lauren Elizabeth Rice. Lauren is attending the Massachusetts Institute of Technology next year. Congratulations, Lauren. We will now continue with the presentation of diplomas. Each graduate will be named, followed by his or her selected college. Alia Celine Abbasian, the University of Pennsylvania. Chance Christopher Van Voorhees Alshouse, Rice University. Channing Dale Alshouse, Texas Christian University. Alexandra Olivier Amons, University of Southern California. Emily Grace Archdiacono, Southern Methodist University. Armin Loristani Badre, Princeton University. Hallie Gabrielle Berenstecker, University of Southern California. Jackson Lee Beaver, University of California at San Diego. Zachary Andrew Bell, Washington University in St. Louis. Catherine Ann Berman, Washington and Lee University. Miles Keyshawn Black, East Carolina University, Assistant Headmaster Ed Trusty, assisting in the presentation to his godson, Miles. Eleanor Wynn Bolin, the University of Texas at Austin, Liberal Arts Honors. Parker Haswell Brown, Tulane University. Sarah Eileen Burpo, Duke University. Holden Woodley Burrow, Jr., Duke University. John Boyd Butler, the University of Oklahoma. Nia Suzette Leelanelle Caldwell, University of Pennsylvania. Andrea Ioana Kalin, Barnard College. Edward Isles Davis Chambly, the University of Texas at Austin. Noah Zechariah Shiong Chan, Franklin and Marshall College. Miles James Chandler, the University of Oklahoma. Former trustee James Chandler is assisting in the presentation to his son Miles. Leona Chen, Rice University. Joseph Paul Cook, Washington University in St. Louis. Mary Cullinan Cravens, Tulane University. Barrett Giacomini Crosswell, the University of Texas at Austin. Trustee Holcomb Crosswell assisting in the presentation to his cousin Barrett. Crafton Louise Deal, Swanee, the University of the South. Norman Binns DeWalch, Jr., Austin Community College. Kaylee Kathleen Doran, Vanderbilt University. Jared Miles Edelman, Tulane University. Catherine Elaine Erickson, Southern Methodist University. Allison Holt Favaloro, Texas Christian University. Julian Joseph Fertitta IV, Texas Christian University. Ava Elizabeth Finger, New York University. John McNabb Friday, Arizona State University. Faculty member John Friday assisting in the presentation to his son, Mac. Jackson Buddy Conrad Friedman, Tulane University. Pinder Nicole Frisco, Sewanee, the University of the South. Kennedy Nicole Gamble, Stanford University. Isabel Sol Gardner, Carnegie Mellon University. Thomas Monroe Garrison, the University of Texas at Austin. Gia Guy, Rice University. Alec Harrison Gibson, Case Western Reserve University. Catherine Quinn Gilmartin, the University of Texas at Austin. Natalia Gonzalez Blanco Serrano, Haverford College. Robert Lewis Hamilton, the University of Texas at Austin. Cole Barrett Hammer, the University of Texas at Austin. He is not in attendance this evening at a golf tournament. Caroline Lee Hainan, Duke University. Cully Dylan Harper, University of Mississippi. Taylor X. Harris, University of Utah Business Scholar. Faculty member Ed Harris assisting in the presentation to his son, TX. Adam Stephen Harder, Washington and Lee University. Syed Taqi Hasnain, the University of Texas at Austin. Malcolm Ellis Hedgepeth, Illinois Wesleyan University. Lauren Tien Ho, Emory University. Anna Margaret Hogan, Vanderbilt University. Michael Curtis Horn, Texas A&M University, staff member Karen Horn assisting in the presentation to her son, Michael. Howard Wesley House, Jr., Sewanee, the University of the South. Marquise Bernard Hubbard, Columbia University. Basil Ali Iftikhar, New York University. Anna Maria Johnson, Davidson College, trustee Helena Johnson assisting in the presentation to her daughter, Anna Maria. Willard Hill Johnson, Sewanee, the University of the South. Erin Lynn Kalmans, University of Richmond. Hannah Coletta, Texas Tech University. Leanne Kim, New York University. William Henry Konetka, United States Naval Academy. Ashton Reed Lambert, Otterbein University. Faculty members Kate and Scott Lambert assisting in the presentation to their son, Ashton. William Armstrong Langford, University of Richmond. Julia Margaret Lassiter, University of Pennsylvania. Colin Amon Lawler, North Carolina State University. Mark Colin Lawrence, Jr., Vanderbilt University. Trustee Burden Lawrence assisting in the presentation to his grandson, Colin. Jaden Herbert Ledee, The Ohio State University. Anna Leon Ottman, Southern Methodist University. Benjamin Burke Lewis, University of Miami. Zachary Samuel Lewitton, Duke University. David Yuzhong Liang, Bard College. Ava Elizabeth Lubetkin, Occidental College. Grace Victoria Ann Manus, Barnard College. Maxwell Daniel Minetti, Texas A&M University. Isabel Hope Martiri, College of William and Mary. Headmaster Andy Martiri presenting to his daughter, Belle. Michael Edmonds McKean, Texas A&M University. Mary Gray McElroy, the University of Texas at Austin. Trustee Holcomb Crosswell assisting in the presentation to his granddaughter, Mary Gray. Carlos Andreas Melendez Amaya, Johns Hopkins University. William Diedrich Miner, Wesleyan University. Arian Dean Minoe, Texas A&M University. Teal Curry Mitchell, the University of Texas at Austin. Jervon Tyrell Monroe, Coastal Carolina University. Colin Phillips Monteith, Southern Methodist University. Catherine Millicent Montgomery, Swanee, the University of the South. Trustee Bill Montgomery assisting in the presentation to his daughter, Catherine. James Bruce Mosley IV, Southern Methodist University. Mia Renee Munn, the University of Oklahoma. Ashley Helen Murchison, the University of Texas at Austin. Isabel Taylor Nelson, Pepperdine University. Jackson Charles Neville, the University of Texas at Austin. Alexander Powers Nevins, University of Mississippi. Lauren Knipp, University of California at Los Angeles. Anish Anil Odav, Washington University in St. Louis. Kelly Elizabeth Orr, Boston University. Margaret Avery Oster, Texas Christian University. Christos Alexander Papandreou, University of Chicago. Trustee Helena Johnson assisting in the presentation to her nephew, Christos. Sari Amanda Reisner, Tulane University. Edward Randall, Texas Christian University. Former trustee Edward Randall III is assisting in the presentation to his grandson, Ebby. Anna Catherine Reckling, the University of Texas at Austin. Aiden Thomas Reed, the University of Texas at Austin. Trustee Tad Mayfield assisting in the presentation to his nephew, Aiden. Catherine Caraway Rebeck, University of Southern California. Lauren Elizabeth Rice, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Lauren already received her diploma this evening as she is our valedictorian. James Mitchell Roberts, the University of Texas at Austin. Amanda Noel Roth, Williams College. Elizabeth Lee Roth, Wesleyan University. Hayden Mackenzie Rome, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Lillian Iris Rosenfield, American University. Camila Isabel Ruiz Rodriguez, University of Miami. Faculty member Iris Bonnet assisting in the presentation to her daughter, Kami. Antonio Tilofilo Salmon Sarmiento, Texas Christian University. Ryan Christopher Sanchez, New York University. Haley Francis Schwager, Stanford University. Samuel Ross Siegel, Stanford University. Former trustee Andrew Siegel assisting in the presentation to his son, Sam. Robert Lane Shively, the University of Texas at Austin. Bennett Oliver Sykes, the University of Texas at Austin. Madeline Park Skidmore, St. Edward's University. Jasmine Iprana Smith, Rice University. Addison May Spear, the University of Texas at Austin. Isabel Nicole Stallings, Chapman University. Andrew Holmes Stedman, Texas A&M University. Mary Claire Stevenson, University of Georgia. Sarah Elena Stukalin, Bucknell University. Reese Richard Sullivan, University of Georgia. William Barrett Taylor, the University of Texas at Austin. Anna Elizabeth Thomas, the University of Texas at Austin, Plan 2 honors. Jonathan Alexander Thomas, University of Houston. Paul Singh Thompson, the University of Texas at Austin. Charles Merritt Tilney, University of Virginia. John Elliott Tower, the University of Texas at Austin. Minhee Vinh Trong, Rice University. Cameron Sarah Turboff, Syracuse University. Harrison Kenneth Turner, Davidson College. Zoya Aliyah Virani, Emory University. Nina Caroline Wells, University of Virginia. Caroline Kelly Whitley, Texas Christian University. Georgia Claire Williams, the University of Texas at Austin. Lindsay Elizabeth Wolf, University of Southern California. Samantha Riley Wood, Wake Forest University. Melanie Kate Yeager, the University of Texas at Austin. Paulette Mackenzie Czar, Texas Christian University. Diamanthes Johns Zavatsanos, Boston University. Socrates Johns Zavatsanos, Boston University. Graduates, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2018. Graduates, please be seated.
It is now my privilege to welcome Governing Council President Grace Manus, who will speak on behalf of the class of 2018. In the 4 years since Grace entered Kinkaid, we can give her a round of applause. In the 4 years since Grace entered Kinkaid, she has taken it by storm. She got involved in Governing Council in 9th grade as her representative to council. Sophomore year, Grace was elected class president, then secretary her junior year, and now she is president of the Governing Council. She is a peer mentor, and for the past 2 years, she has been a member of theater company. You may recall her as Villian in the fall play Almost Maine, and as a showgirl in Crazy for You. She has also participated in Model UN and the Spanish Club, and won numerous awards for her performance in English and biology. This year, Grace was inducted into our chapter of Cum Laude. Please join me in welcoming Grace to the podium.
First off, I'd like to thank Dr. Martiri, the Board of Trustees, Mr. Baer, the members of the class of 2018, and the Kinkaid faculty and staff. I'd also like to thank Dr. Ferrari for giving a speech that is very difficult to follow. When I first took a swing at writing this speech, I decided in a very Thoreau-like fashion that instead of going to Starbucks, I'd go to a park. It was one of those rare days in the spring, right before the afternoon temperatures hit the 90-degree mark, like today, and I was determined to make use of the nice weather that I'd been gifted. Upon arriving at the park and sitting down to write, I soon became aware that the only other person there was a rather interesting man. Despite the warm weather, he was decked out in camo attire, topped off with an enormous dark green vest that had at least 16 pockets to hold God only knows what. His legs were entirely covered by a set of large black knee pads, a pair of white knee-high socks, and heavy-duty brown outdoors shoes. A green bucket hat sat firmly on his head, and his eyes were shielded with a pair of those black sports sunglasses that only dads ever wear. In his hands, he held a hefty metal detector, and even though he was a fair distance away from me, I could tell that he was on a mission. I watched from afar as he vigorously swept the detector back and forth across the top of the mulch, never lifting his head or letting his attention stray from the task at hand. Now, this bizarre scenario raised many questions for me. Number one being why? I mean, I'd seen characters on television shows interact with metal-detecting cops or old men on the beach looking for pocket change, but I'd never actually seen someone metal detecting in real life. My second question was, what could he have possibly been looking for? He was in a neighborhood park circling the playground swings, and unless he'd lost something, I couldn't understand what possible treasures he hoped to uncover there. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure he even knew what he was looking for. My final big question was where he'd gotten an outfit like that. Truly, I'd never seen anyone more interestingly dressed for a task that seemed so simple. As weird as the whole thing was, I couldn't deny that his commitment to the search was impressive. As you might have gathered, my trip to the park wasn't particularly productive in terms of making progress on this speech, but it did make for a great afternoon of people watching. This man, as weird as his behavior may have seemed at the time, led me to do some introspection, and upon further thinking about the situation, I realized that it wasn't so bizarre after all. I mean, wasn't I just doing the same thing? In fact, aren't we all? In much the same way that he was over-prepared for his metal detecting journey, we too have been over-prepared for the next stage of life that we will enter in just a few short months. Kinkaid has undeniably cultivated all of us into independent, critically thinking overachievers who embrace challenge and high standards with open arms. It has been expected of us that we master the art of multitasking, and as a result, we have all learned how to manage our time efficiently. And I know some of you might be thinking, yeah, right, I did all of my assignments the day they were due for the entire last semester of senior year. Or better yet, some of you may be thinking, ha, I did all of my assignments the day of for the past 4 years. But in response to these scoffs, I must point out that your assignments got done nonetheless. Or at least enough of them got done on time that you're all sitting here with diplomas in your hands, so you must have done something right. Whatever your case may be, you all have gained the skills that allowed you to graduate from one of the most prestigious schools in the country, and for that you should be proud and your efforts should be recognized. Whether you believe it or not, we are all ready for college, at least as ready as we can be. In addition to being over-prepared for the future, I recognize that much like the metal detector man, we are all in search of something. We all share the goal of seeking a higher level of education. That much is apparent. But in addition to that, I think we are all on the search for something much more. These next 4 years will be the first in which we get to test out the waters of adulthood. No more curfews or reminders to clean our rooms or home-cooked meals waiting for us at the end of a long day. For the first time in our lives, we will be solely responsible for taking care of ourselves. And while this freedom is exciting, it can also be daunting. We now have to take on not only the responsibility of looking out for ourselves, but building a new community around us. When we go off to school next year, we're all going to be on the hunt for a sense of stability, for a new group of friends, for professors we can collaborate with, for role models we can aspire to be like. We are on the hunt for what our new place in the world is going to be. And so long as we keep our focus on what and who truly matters to us with the same vigilance that the man had for his search, I'm confident we will all grow into the friends, students, and leaders that we are meant to be. So, while we embark on our college journeys adorned in our metaphorical camo gear, metal detectors in hand, on the search for our next great adventure, we must not forget those who have helped us get to this point in our lives. All of my teachers and mentors over the years have been absolutely phenomenal, but one class that stands out in particular this year was my AP Shakespeare course taught by Mrs. Lambert. On September 8th, 2017, I walked into my D-period Shakespeare class for the first Friday of the year. And yes, that date is correct because due to Harvey, we had not yet had a Friday of classes until the second week of September. Anyways, I had just learned a few weeks prior that each class would begin with a 1-minute breather, 60 seconds to sit in silence, rest, and refocus our energy before class instruction began. And I always really appreciated these breathers because, as we all know, at times Kinkaid can be an intense environment. Having even just 1 minute to clear our minds and de-stress proved invaluable, especially in the midst of the insanity that was senior year. So each class began with breathers, and while they usually didn't have any structure, Fridays were different. Every Friday, instead of simply focusing on breathing and relaxing, we were instructed to focus on all of the aspects of our lives for which we were grateful. We called them Gratitude Fridays. I'm not sure if you noticed, but today just so happens to be a Friday, and in the spirit of Mrs. Lambert and my 14 classmates, I'm going to take this opportunity to have one final Gratitude Friday at Kinkaid. For starters, I'm grateful for Miss McKinney for embracing me in Crazy for You despite my lack of tap dancing experience, or dancing experience at all for that matter. I'm grateful for Mr. Suber for answering my 20 million questions about how Adobe Illustrator worked in our graphic design class. I am grateful for Senora Solis and Senora Longoria for chaperoning the Spain trip over interim, even though Senor unfortunately didn't participate in the bullfight last year. I'm grateful for Miss Offenhauser. The only reason I got involved in governing council is that Miss Offenhauser encouraged me to run during my freshman year with only 15 minutes before the filing deadline. You changed my whole Kinkaid experience, Offie. I'm grateful for Mrs. Wainwright for not only over-preparing us for our first AP exam, but also for always keeping her door open and serving as a support system, and in some cases, a second mom for so many of us. I'm grateful for my mom for being my rock in teaching me how to embody tenacity, grace, and optimism in the face of life's obstacles. You and Nana and Papa are the reason I have been able to receive a Kinkaid education. Thank you for sacrificing so much to provide me with everything that you have. I'm grateful for my father for showing me what it truly means to take charge of your own life and proving to me the power of optimism. I'm grateful for Sarah Stucallan. I have known her since I was 2 years old, and had it not been for her friendship, I never would have been introduced to Kinkaid. Sarah, I would not be here without you, and my life would not be the same. I love you. I'm grateful for experiencing the unity among the student body when we all charged the U of H football field, decked out in ridiculous theme wear to celebrate our victory in the SPC football championship game against EHS. I'm grateful for Coach Marshall for embracing me in the basketball program and always pushing me to be a better athlete, even though it soon became very apparent that athletics were not my thing. I'm grateful for the long bus rides to games, the 8-hour rehearsal days, the late nights spent Skyping and FaceTiming while frantically trying to understand the right-hand rule before our physics test. I still don't quite get it. Playing ping pong in the student center, listening to Mr. Ramey's iconic boat stories, and being able to lead all of you in the Pledge of Allegiance each Wednesday, because while we certainly didn't realize it at the time, these are the moments that bonded us together. And that is what, above all else, I am grateful for, to have been a member of the class of 2018. All of you have impacted me and each other in both big and small ways. You've acted as each other's motivators, collaborators, class clowns, teammates, scene partners, lab groups, inspirations, and friends. This class would not be the same without each and every one of you in it. If I'm certain of any one thing I have said tonight, that statement is it. This class is a unique compilation of all 142 of us, and each of you have played an integral part in creating our community and crafting the foundation of our legacy. In continuing with my Shakespearean theme, I leave you with a quote that comes from the famous St. Crispin's Day speech in Henry V. Just before taking on the French troops in a battle that was certainly stacked against the English, Henry rallied his troops by referring to them as "we few, we happy few, we band of brothers." Certainly, we must acknowledge the privilege that it is to have been the happy few that belong to this band of brothers, to the Kinkaid community, to the class of 2018. We are moving ahead, looking forward, orienting our goals around the future, but we will not forget where we have come from and who we have known. It has been one of the greatest privileges of my life to be one of the happy few that has learned, failed, and grown with all of you. Knowing all of you has been a true honor, and I am excited beyond measure to see the impact that this group will have on the world. So thank you once again, and congratulations, class of 2018. We did it.
Great job, Grace. Congratulations. Great job. Great job, Grace. Let's give her a big round of applause again. And I'll tell you, it's hard to speak up here, particularly now, because all you see are two huge spotlights. I can't even see any of you. So great job, Grace. We will now turn our attention to the presentation of the Cooper Award and the Mr. and Mrs. Kinkaid Awards. These awards are determined by a vote of the upper school faculty. The Cooper Award was established in 2001 by the Cam family. It is named in honor of Kinkaid's second headmaster, John Cooper. The award is presented to that senior who best reflects the qualities of character Kinkaid has identified as central to its mission: respect, kindness, honesty, and responsibility. This award includes a cash prize. The Cooper Award will go to one boy this year. This student is a leader and a fierce competitor who is respected by students and faculty alike for reflecting the four core values of the school. His tenacity on the football field led our school to 2 SBC championships during his tenure, and he's fought back from injuries with the same determination and dedication he shows in his schoolwork. He's a peer mentor, he serves on the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and he's a role model in our community. Let's congratulate Marquise Hubbard. The W.W. Kinkaid Award, named to honor Mrs. Kinkaid's son, who served for some years as head of the upper school, goes to the boy who best exemplifies the ideals of the school. This year's winner of the W.W. Kinkaid Award has been praised by his teachers for his optimism, sense of humor, infectious enthusiasm, dedication, and his skills as an amazing and patient group member. He is hardworking, intellectually curious, a voracious consumer of information, and eager to learn and to connect with others. He has the trifecta: brains, work ethic, and an incredible heart. He is also a fantastic linguist, and he's made a huge impact on our community service program and robotics team. It is an honor to present the W.W. Kinkaid Award to Christos Papandreou. The Mrs. W.J. Kinkaid Award, named in memory of the founder of our school, goes to the girl who best exemplifies the ideals of the school. It is rare to find a young person with so much passion and energy, coupled with strong will and confidence. She leads in all that she does with a rare sense of dedication and conviction. She is the kind of student that every teacher wants in their classroom, passionate about her studies, goal-driven, ambitious. She's insightful, curious, analytical, all with an unwavering energy seen on Kinkaid's stages. She is an incredibly gifted actress, singer, dancer, but more than that, she is a remarkable mentor, friend, and human being. It is with great pride that we give the Mrs. Kinkaid Award to Sarah Burpo. One of our school's great traditions is the creation each year of a class flag, which flies over tonight's graduation ceremony. Senior class president Colin Lawrence will return to the podium to mark the transition from the class of 2018 flag to the class of 2019 flag. Colin?
This flag ceremony symbolizes the transfer of the responsibilities of leadership and loyalty from our class, the class of 2018, to those who will, after tonight, replace us. To the class of 2019, we pass on the joy and the responsibility that come with leadership. At this time, Sterling Elias, incoming Governing Council President, along with Olivia Stewart-Eisen and Eli Bucht, incoming Honor Council Presidents, are lowering our class flag and raising the flag of the class of 2019, designed by Grace Breeding and Caroline Cohn. By the lowering and raising of flags, let the traditions of honor, loyalty, and kinship within the Kinkaid family endure class after class, generation after generation, under the stewardship of the senior class of each succeeding year.
Please stand for the benediction. God of love and promise, please let your grace shine upon these graduates. We are thankful for the friendships that these young people forged and that will last a long time after they leave the school. We are thankful for the Kinkaid faculty, whose guidance helped the graduates arrive at this moment and prepared them for the future. We are thankful for the parents and families that supported them through their triumphs and challenges. We ask that you watch over these graduates and keep them safe on their journey in life. Amen. Thank you for coming to tonight's ceremony, and congratulations, class of 2018.
I want you to go ahead and take the stand that you are playing with right now. Y'all just take